Welcome everybody. During the 1990s, at least in Africa or in Kenya, we used to have a lot of Nissans on our road, the Nissan Sunny and the Nissan Bluebird. So for many of you, you do recall the Nissan B14 from the B12, B14, Nissan B15 that came and was so popular until when it ended. So after the Nissan B15, which was the Nissan Sunny B15, Nissan kind of changed tune and focused on other markets, other elements. So the successor to that never really did well in the market until when it was replaced by the Nissan, we would call it the B16, but that was the Nissan Bluebird Sylphy in the year 2004-5 that ran up to 2008. And then the Nissan B series came back in the year 2012. And for such, we are now going to look at the Nissan Sylphy. Remember, it's not a Bluebird anymore, it's just a Nissan Sylphy. Or you may call it the Nissan B17 from the memories of what the B15 did to you. So on set today, we have a Nissan B15 that we are going to look at. We will start our tour of it with the exterior. So with this Nissan, this car is nicely designed, comparing it with the cars that are in its class. So for instance, if we look at the front end here, you will notice even though we have the halogen lights, but we have some daytime running lights which are LEDs. We also have the LED turn signals indicators, but other models have the HID on them. So for this car has 3 trim levels. We have the entry level, which is the Sylphy S, and then we have the middle level, which is the Sylphy G, that this one is. And then, sorry, we have the S, then we have the X, and then we have the G. This is the middle trim, which is the X. So coming round, the design here is sort of Nissan going with some design that will be just identifying Nissans. For instance, if you look at this front end and then you look at a Nissan Tiana of the same year, and moving forward, Nissan Murano, look at the X-Trail, you will find resemblance from the front that will just tell you that is a Nissan from afar. So coming down here, we have that little pocket there for the tow hook. Around here, no huge design things that would stand out, but just normal. This car, pretty shame that it's a middle trim but still comes with steel wheels, whereas other competitors, other cars, let's say European cars on this segment, the Jettas and what have you, will come with alloy wheels. So the doors here also open widely, nice and wide. You can be able to maneuver your spaces here and fit a child seat on the front seat. So the trim here as well on the door is nice and well made. At the back here also, rear doors are not tiny. They also open not as wide as the front one, but they open wide as well for you moving in and out, for sizable people as well, to get it into the car. Coming down to the back, a wheel cover missing, but yeah, you can clearly see it is a steel wheel and not alloys. So at the back here is where we have full LEDs. So we have the full LED taillights that extend into the bodywork on the sides, which makes it a bit more beautiful sort of. And then we also have indicator lights there, which are LEDs as well. So at the back here, this is where I was referring to. So we used to have Nissan Bluebird Sylphy, which was that design by then, that model by then. But then as of 2012, the Bluebird was dropped, and then we just have Nissan Sylphy. So the Nissan Bluebird used to come with a 1.5 liter engine, or a 1.6, or 1.8 and a 2 liter. So for the Sylphy only starts at 1.8 liter, 1800 cc. Going up, you would not find a 1.5 and this again. The MR15, HR15, you won't find them here again. So looking into the boot, let me just open that quickly. Yeah, you can see the boot springs up nicely, giving you that effect of an electric boot, but it's not. So it just hinges are well sprung to pop it up. So in here, quite a nice boot. As you can see, it's spacious enough for your luggage. It can take 2 huge suitcases, aeroplane style suitcases, and other luggages. So under here we have some spaces here. We have space saver, spare wheel, we have a jack, tow hook and wheel spanner, nothing much. We have that cover for that, and then we have this false floor for that. Unlike the European models, you'd find a 12 volt power socket, power point at the back, but for these ones you don't have. So just to be exact, this one offers a 510 liter boot capacity, boot space for that. So that is what it carries in the boot. Spacious enough, big enough for your daily luggage to use it as a daily runner. A bit of a shame as this late still using that, but anyway, nothing we can do about it. Back to this side, nothing to speculate or be particular about, but the design is well made as compared to how this thing was previously designed. And so this one we have cloth interior mixed with plastic, but it's not that cheap, it's not that harsh, so it's a bit hard but not that hard. You can see we have some cubby holes here for storage for your cup holders or your drink and such. We have nicely finished door locks here for the handles. You can see we have some aluminium finish here that would make it look like metallic, but it's just plastic effect. We also have some grab handles at the back that you can grab onto if the driver tries to feel a bit sporty or if the road starts winding up and about. So for the back seat here, the space is very well good for 3 at the back, but not for long distances. 2 will be much comfortable because this middle seat is always a bit raised and then very hard on the back, because this back part here is used as an armrest and a cup holder. So if 2 people are sitting at the back here, they will be very comfortable because there is enough room for them. There's a lot of space for them, and having this armrest down here just makes things a bit much comfortable than the other cars in the class that wouldn't have this, although many manufacturers nowadays fit this as standard. The seat is comfortable as well, even though it's a bench at the back here, just 1 unit, but very nice and comfortable, very well made for that matter, including the color itself as well as the combination of the seats, the headliner as well as the pillars here. The color combination is so good. This car in here feels roomier and much more comfortable to sit in, with it having being very well insulated, more than how the previous generations used to be. Mind you, when we take it for a test, you will notice there is very little road noise as compared to the previously Nissan Bluebirds, as well as the other competitors, let's say from Japan and such on. Something on that door, metallic finish on the handles. We have some nicely done cloth, looks like hand stitched, for the door card, as well as some speakers on the door, and cubby hole spaces for storage. We will quickly move to the front. So here at the front, Nissan really tried to do things in here for things to look a bit comfier, stylish. Beginning with the dashboard, we can see we have very nicely done material here, soft and squidgy, not as hard plastics as the previous other makes we've seen on the show. So we have this nicely done design that wraps around the driver. Nicely done steering wheel as well. The material is made to feel leathery or to feel like leather, but it's not really leather. So you can see the plastics here are not too harsh. They look nicely finished and well made as well. Things don't look that cheap in here. So we have this ashtray here. You can use it as a coin box as well as a 12-volt power point here, just down here, power point to power your things or charge your things. We have a digital display here for climate control, your air conditioning, and a few buttons for that, the front screen defrost and the rear screen defrost. These buttons here for your temperature changes and all that. On the gear shifter here, okay, nicely done as well. We have the lock button here, as well as we have another button on the other side. You can't see it, but we have a button here for sports mode and such. So the car has sports mode. You can come here to the center console. We have some storage here for a few things. You can as well use it as a cup holder. Use this plasticky thing to split it for 2 cups, but it's not big enough for a good size of a cup. We also have some storage here that you can use to store away your wallet or your phone or a few things you want to keep. Something impressive here, we have an actual handbrake rather than a lousy foot brake, parking brake that you have on, let's say, almost nearly all Toyotas. Small passenger cars, you have the foot brake over there, but for Nissan we have this mechanical handbrake that just makes it feel more driver oriented. The front seats as well are nicely done, comfortable. They are very well padded, so you don't feel tired when you use them for longer distances. And then these bolsters also hug you nicely into your position. You don't sway about when going through corners and such. Come to the steering wheel here. We don't have a lot of controls on the wheel other than this one button here for menu. You use that for a few bits and pieces, just to toggle through the main screen here for a few configurations, just like the car mode and other information, how much fuel you're doing per liter or such, and such on, as well as going through a few bits to be set, like radio stations and all that. So you have your traditional stocks for lights on this end, and then wipers and washer on this end. Here at the front we also have a sizable glove box, not big enough, but bigger than other models. Let's say for Peugeots or VWs, this is a bit bigger than that, so you can store away a few things of your own over there. Yeah, air conditioning, that is how it powers on. The digital display for that. On the clock here, you can see a few warning lights that are there. The clock has this digital part in the middle for your configurations, as well as your gear position, temperature and such, but we still have analog dials for fuel gauge, for temperature gauge, as well as tachometer over there, and your speedo. The engine here under the hood. So we have this stand, funny sticks as well. So we have, if you can just zoom in here for our good people to see. So that is the frame number, aka chassis number, engine number, and other information for your Nissan. So we can tell that is an MRA8. So for these Sylphys, what has been done on this is that Nissan dropped the 1.5, the 1.6 liter units for this car that used to come with the Bluebird. Now the Sylphy only comes with a 1.8 or a 2 liter petrol engine, 4-cylinder petrol engine, like this one that we can see. So it's pretty packed here, but nothing to scare anyone about, because it's a common Nissan engine nowadays that is fitted in many of their units, including the Almera, including the some of the X-Trail and other Nissan models. So things to take note of on this Nissan and other Nissans is, just like any other car, be timely with your services. Give it good engine oil, fully synthetic engine oil. You also have to check your filters and other fluids every 5,000 kilometers. You could argue and stretch it to 10,000 kilometers, but a good service, a minor service, do it between 5 and 10,000 kilometers with new oil, new filters. You will remain happy. That thing that bit that people would want to listen more about, the Nissan gearboxes. So this car is fitted with a CVT transmission. So these cars would either come with a 5-speed manual transmission or would come with 4-speed traditional automatic transmission, or the nowadays famous or infamous CVT transmission fitted into this. So things to look at with the CVT transmission: number one, always make sure that you do your transmission service as well. That entails your transmission oil, CVT oil. That entails your gearbox filter, and also just making sure that you do not harass your car, you do not make your car a race car, you do not overload it and such. For more information about CVT and gearbox maintenance, please make sure you subscribe and watch our videos. We have content on CVT, we have content on maintaining automatic transmission. So you do all those things, and then you will be happy with this. CVTs are not bad, they are not the worst thing. The only thing they do is they deny you that driver feel of you engaging gears, shifting gears, or you having to listen to your car shift gears. So if you floor the CVT, they will scream at you without making much difference. So they are meant to be personal passenger cars that just cost about for fuel efficiency and economy. So we will take a quick tour, a quick ride with this to have a feel of how it feels on the road. Right, driving the Nissan. So as you can feel, or as you can hear, not a lot of engine noise gets into the cabin. So the Nissan is fairly insulated as compared to other cars in its class, mainly the Toyotas in its class. So the suspension is also set up nicely and soft for it being a small passenger car, a family car for that purpose. So it's not anything sporty, it's not any hard, but leaning towards comfort for that matter. Deals nicely with bumps on the road as well as road imperfections to give you that smooth ride when you are coasting along or when you're just driving on city roads. Taking this car to the highway, it's not the most powerful Nissan in the world, it's not the GTR, but it is one of the very nicely done little compact saloon cars that you can use for long distance drives as well as your daily use town service. So the 1800cc engine on this car, if driven carefully, can return up to 15 kilometers per liter in town and can go up to 18-20 kilometers per liter with the CVT on the highway over long distances. So it is not anything near any guzzlers that we may be knowing, and that is basically the intention of CVT. Having CVT were designed to comfort to emissions. CVT were designed to comfort to fuel efficiency and general economy of these cars. So there's some good power. This engine produces just about 131 brake horsepower from the 1800cc that we have in this car. So in comparison to other cars, you will find the Premio or Allion with the 2-liter petrol engine will produce around 148, which is just about less than 10 horsepower more than this. but for the performance, this will return the performance. This has the space, this has the comfort, this has the looks as well. It's not as traditional as the Toyotas in its class. Not really having any formed opinion against the Toyota, but just the plain truth. You're far much better having this car than the Premio. You are far much better having this car than the Allion. Look at the design in here. Look at everything you touch feels nice, feels well made, classy. And this very car is also on sale. If you want to come look at it, if you're interested, you can visit Johnny's at Ngong Road. Ask for a gentleman called Eric. He will take you through all other cars and this particular car. Very nice guy. So if you are looking out for the Nissan Sylphy, you can find this one at a very good deal, just about just over 1 million shillings, and then you can be going home with this car. So the car drives well, the car drives nicely, it's comfortable, it's beautifully made, it's beautiful from the outside to look at it and both to own it. So for more details about it, check on the link that we have on the description. Also subscribe on the channel if you're new here. So thank you for being with us this far. Catch up in the next video.